Welcome to Movie Recap Arena. In today's episode, we journey through the gripping and visceral world of Apocalypto 2006, directed by Mel Gibson. This film is a pulse-pounding tale of survival, set during the collapse of the Mayan civilization. It follows Jaguar, a young man whose peaceful life is shattered by the invasion of his village. Forced to confront unimaginable horrors, Jaguar's quest to save his family and return to his home is a relentless struggle against both man and nature. Join us as we break down this intense and unforgettable movie into 14 detailed scenes. Scene 1. A Day in the Jungle. Our story begins in the dense, verdant jungles of Mesoamerica, where we meet Jaguar, a skilled hunter living in harmony with nature. The opening scenes show him and his tribe engaged in a hunting expedition, successfully capturing a tapir. The camaraderie among the men is evident as they share jokes and stories. Jaguar's bond with his father, Flint Sky, is highlighted, showcasing the wisdom passed down from generation to generation. Life is simple, peaceful, and deeply connected to the land. This scene establishes the deep connection the tribe has with their environment and each other, laying the foundation for the stark contrast that will soon unfold. Scene 2. The Refugees' Warning. As Jaguar and his fellow hunters return to their village, they encounter a group of refugees moving through the jungle. These are desperate, haunted people, having fled from a destroyed village. They speak of a terrible force that has ravaged their lands, bringing death and chaos. The tribe's elders are cautious, but ultimately decide to let the refugees pass. However, the encounter leaves Jaguar disturbed, sensing that their own safety might be threatened. The tension begins to build as the looming threat grows more tangible, foreshadowing the impending disaster. Scene 3. The Night Before. Back in the village, life continues with its usual rhythms. Jaguar shares a tender moment with his wife, Seven, who is pregnant with their second child. They discuss the future, filled with hope and anticipation for their growing family. The village is alive with activity. Children play, women prepare food, and men recount the day's events. However, the serene atmosphere is tinged with an undercurrent of unease, as Jaguar cannot shake the feeling that something ominous is on the horizon. The night passes with a heavy silence, as if the jungle itself is holding its breath. Scene 4. The Dawn of Destruction. As the first light of dawn breaks, the village is violently awakened by the sudden attack of Mayan warriors led by the fearsome Zero Wolf. The tranquility of the jungle is shattered as the invaders descend upon the village with brutal force. Homes are set ablaze, men are slaughtered, and women are captured. Jaguar rushes to hide his wife and son in a deep pit, promising to return for them. The chaos is overwhelming, and despite his fierce resistance, Jaguar is overpowered and captured. The devastation is total, and the once peaceful village is left in ruins. This scene is a stark contrast to the previous ones, emphasizing the brutality of the invaders and the vulnerability of the villagers. Scene 5. Bound for the Mayan city. Jaguar, along with the other survivors, is bound and marched towards the distant Mayan city. The journey is grueling, taking them through dense forests, over rivers, and across desolate landscapes. The captives are exposed to the harsh elements, their spirits beaten down by exhaustion and despair. Along the way, they witness the ravaged lands left in the wake of the Mayan Empire's expansion, forests stripped bare, wildlife driven away, and the land left barren. Jaguar thoughts are consumed by fear for his family, whom he left behind in the pit. This long, arduous march is both a physical and emotional trial, underscoring the captive's suffering and Jaguar's growing resolve to escape. Scene 6. The City of Death. When the captives finally arrive at the Mayan city, they are greeted by a horrifying sight. The once great civilization is in decline, its people desperate and dying from disease and famine. The city is a chaotic hive of activity, with towering pyramids casting long shadows over the emaciated population. The captives are led through the bustling streets, where they see the suffering of the common people and the opulence of the ruling class. At the center of it all is the Grand Pyramid, where human sacrifices are conducted to appease the gods. The captives are washed, painted, and prepared for sacrifice, their fate seemingly sealed. The stark contrast between the decay of the city and the vitality of the jungle is striking, highlighting the moral and spiritual decay of the civilization. Scene 7. The Sacrificial Altar. The tension reaches its peak as Jaguar and the other captives are led to the top of the pyramid, where they are to be sacrificed. The scene is intense, with drums beating, priests chanting, and the crowd below roaring in anticipation. Jaguar Paw is forced to watch as his fellow tribesmen are killed one by one, their bodies thrown down the steep steps of the pyramid. As he is laid out on the altar, the priest raises his knife, ready to strike. But just as the blade is about to fall, a solar eclipse occurs, plunging the world into darkness. The priests, interpreting this as a sign from the gods, halt the sacrifices. Jaguar Paw is spared, but his relief is short-lived, as he is taken away to face a new trial. Scene 8. The Game of Death. The captives, including Jaguar Paw, are taken to a field where they are forced to participate in a deadly game. They are given a brief head start to run before being hunted by the Mayan warriors. The scene is a harrowing test of endurance and wits, as the captives are picked off one by one. Jaguar Paw, drawing on his knowledge of the jungle and his deep will to survive, manages to evade his pursuers. He uses the landscape to his advantage, setting traps and outmaneuvering the warriors. The intensity of this scene is heightened by the relentless pursuit and the growing desperation of Jaguar Paw as he fights for his life. Scene 9. Return to the jungle. Jaguar Paw, bloodied but unbroken, escapes into the dense jungle. Here, the tables begin to turn as the hunter becomes the hunted. Familiar with every inch of the forest, Jaguar Paw uses the natural environment to his advantage, setting traps and leading his pursuers into deadly ambushes. The jungle, which once provided peace and sustenance, now becomes a treacherous battleground. The pursuers are taken down one by one, their confidence shattered by the relentless, unseen attacks. Jaguar Paw's transformation from prey to predator is complete as he begins to take control of the situation, driven by the need to protect his family. Scene 10. The Final Duel. The chase culminates in a tense and brutal confrontation between Jaguar Paw and Zero Wolf, the leader of the Mayan warriors. The two engage in a fierce battle deep within the jungle, where Jaguar Paw's intimate knowledge of the terrain gives him an edge. The fight is raw and primal, a desperate struggle for survival. Zero Wolf, a seasoned and ruthless warrior, underestimates Jaguar Paw's resolve and resourcefulness. In the end, Jaguar Paw emerges victorious, defeating Zero Wolf in a final act of defiance. The death of Zero Wolf symbolizes the triumph of Jaguar Paw's indomitable spirit over the forces that sought to destroy him. Scene 11. The Journey Home. With his enemies defeated, Jaguar Paw races back to the pit where his wife and son are hiding. The journey is fraught with danger as the jungle, once again, presents its challenges. Jaguar Paw's mind is a whirlwind of fear and determination as he fights against time to reach his family. As he arrives, he finds his wife, Seven, struggling to keep their young son safe during a torrential downpour. The pit is filling with water, threatening to drown them both. In a frantic rescue, Jaguar Paw pulls them to safety, but the rain continues to pour, turning the jungle into a flood zone. The scene is tense, reflecting the fragility of life and the relentless challenges that Jaguar Paw must face to protect his loved ones. Scene 12. The Arrival of the Conquistadors. As dawn breaks, Jaguar Paw and his family emerge from the jungle, only to witness a sight that will change their world forever: the arrival of Spanish conquistadors on the coast. The strangers are dressed in shining armor, and their ships loom ominously in the distance. Jaguar Paw, recognizing the threat they pose, decides to lead his family deeper into the jungle, away from the dangers of these new invaders. This scene marks the end of one era and the beginning of another, as the once mighty Mayan civilization crumbles and a new chapter in history begins. Scene 13. A New Beginning. Jaguar Paw leads his family to a secluded part of the jungle, far from the chaos and destruction they have left behind. Here, in the heart of the wilderness, they begin to rebuild their lives. The jungle, once a place of danger and death, now offers them refuge and hope. Jaguar Paw, his wife, and their son find solace in the peace of their new home. This scene is a quiet moment of reflection, where the family can finally breathe and find comfort in each other's presence. The journey has been long and arduous, but they have emerged stronger, ready to face whatever the future holds. Scene 14. The Legacy of Jaguar. And that concludes our in-depth recap of Apocalypto. Jaguar Paw's journey is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit and the enduring will to survive. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to subscribe to Movie Recap Arena for more detailed breakdowns of your favorite films. Don't forget to leave a comment below on which movie you'd like us to cover next. Until then, keep watching and stay safe.